It's not that a new tractor is unaffordable, but that refurbishing and repairing an old one offers better value. Initially, near scrap status, the tractor is restored to factory condition after a miraculous overhaul by a skilled mechanic from Pakistan. The owner bought the rusted, non-starting tractor in front of us for 20,000 rupees as a total loss vehicle. Though it's now riddled with rust and has all its metal components corroded, the repair shop will soon give it a new lease on life. Since the engine hasn't been started for a year and the metal parts are beyond use, the mechanics first disassemble the tractor. To avoid the rust affecting disassembly, they apply a rust remover to the surface, and while waiting for it to take effect, other workers begin dismantling the chassis. Though the tractor isn't large, the shop's mechanics are numerous, and the process is carried out methodically. Once the radiator is successfully removed, the front axle is disassembled. With the engine needing a complete overhaul, the mechanics first drain the old, thick oil, followed by loosening the oil pan bolts. Despite lacking professional pneumatic wrenches, their speed is still impressive. Upon removing the cylinder head, it's clear that water has entered the cylinder block, but this poses little of an issue for skilled Pakistani mechanics. They proceed to separate the cylinder block from the transmission. All parts are thoroughly cleaned to restore engine performance, and the transmission is also disassembled. While most bolts are rusted, the mechanics' extended wrenches make the task easier. They quickly remove the remaining metal components, but the rust is thick and severe. Rust removal becomes their primary focus to transform this into a like-new vehicle. Another layer of rust remover is applied to loosen rusty bolts and make manual cleaning easier. After a fast disassembly, the crankshaft and camshaft are cleaned. Although water entered the engine, only the worn-out bearings needed replacement, saving the owner money. Once the crankshaft rotates smoothly, they install a factory-made main bearing cap. While the shop doesn't have a torque wrench, tightening the bolts securely prevents internal engine issues. They also install new pistons to ensure the engine runs for another 100,000 kilometers without repair. Though the new pistons contrast the older parts, their performance is top-notch. The clean camshaft is reinstalled as long as the crankshaft rotation doesn't impede piston movement. The bottom of the cylinder block is sealed with a gasket to prevent oil pan leaks. With the help of a manual wrench, half of the three-cylinder engine is now assembled. A new head gasket is installed to prevent water from entering the engine again. This ensures the cylinder head fits tightly onto the block. After tightening all the top bolts, oil is added to the valve rocker arms to ensure sufficient lubrication upon startup. With the valve cover bolts secured, the retractable front axle is bolted to the engine's oil pan, highlighting the tractor's unique design. Since the transmission isn't fully refurbished yet, the rust on the drive wheels is scrubbed off with a wire brush. Assisted by hydrochloric acid, rust removal is quick. As there are no issues with the transmission, after a basic cleaning of the gear set, it's directly fixed to the drive axle. Without a chassis frame, the bolts must be secured meticulously. Once the engine and transmission are aligned and sealed with gasket glue, assembly is completed quickly. A more straightforward part of the front axle is secured with bolts, while new grease is applied to the wheel hub bearings, and large nuts lock the hub in place. The simple front wheel structure is due to its lack of drive force. Since the original steering rods are broken, the mechanics replace them with new ones. After the skilled installation, a 200 rupee wash removes dust and stubborn stains that could affect the paint job. After a 3-minute wash, the tractor is ready for cosmetic restoration. The severely rusted drive wheels are removed to repaint the hubs. The surface is primed with anti-rust paint with just one internal part left. Though the initial rust removal wasn't perfect, the thick anti-rust layer prevents further corrosion. While waiting for the primer to dry, the wheels are painted with the factory's original color. The tractor gains a polished look after applying black paint to the anti-rust layer, hiding any wear and tear. Since the original metal parts were beyond repair, the shop ordered a new set, which cost half the repair fee. The paint job on these parts is indistinguishable from that of a new tractor. One by one, these newly ordered parts are assembled with the engine. As each package is opened, it gradually drains the owner's pockets. Once all the metal components are secured with bolts, the the exterior returns to its original state. If the owner is willing to spend, even a scrap vehicle can be restored to like-new condition. After bolting on the original tires, the once-totaled tractor is fully refurbished. The skill of the Pakistani mechanics is